This channel is made possible by viewers like you. My viewers, subscribers, and patrons greatly help to keep this channel going. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for all of you. Please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any uploads. And if you'd like to go the extra mile, please check out my Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you'll get access to what I'm working on, previews of upcoming content, and even early videos, along with other tier options for those that are interested. Thank you, and now on to the video. When it comes to getting excited for new games, I have generally lost that gleeful excitement that I would get as a kid waiting for a new title that I was interested in, or a sequel that I anxiously wanted to play. As I have gotten older, I still look forward to plenty of games, but with having less time, I'm usually less worried about getting to them right away. But sometimes there are a few titles that catch my eye, and make me want to try and clear whatever is on my schedule to make room for them. And even so, life likes to try and get in the way anyway, but that's beside the point. Robocop Rogue City is one of 2023's most anticipated games for me. This developer won me over with their efforts on Terminator Resistance. Unlike many pieces of entertainment that now like to bring back legacy properties and ruin them, these developers show that they are actual fans of the source material, made their best efforts to respect that, and then another important piece, respect the fans of the source material as well. Terminator Resistance is one of my favorites, so after getting just a taste of Robocop Rogue City, with their PC demo, I can tell that the same care is present here as well. I really want to give these developers a special bit of praise for releasing a demo on PC, almost a month before the full release. It's a smart move on them because it allows many players to easily dive in and see what the game is all about. It helps to generate discussions on the game, along with hopefully getting more people excited about it after playing it. I miss when we used to see demos all the time, and the indie space has been one that sort of kept this alive, so it has been nice to see it here for a bit of a bigger studio as well. But something else that I liked about this demo is that it just wasn't a level made for the demo, but rather the first 3 missions of the game, including an open world-like area full of side missions and other things to do. For one, it's a surprising amount of content for a demo, and secondly, this demo shows me that the developers and publisher have a lot of confidence in this Robocop game. And honestly, that confidence shows in the execution of what I played. You know when you have something really fun on your hands like this, like when I reached the end of the demo and I was sad that I could not continue the story right there and see where it leads me. I am more than confident that if the rest of the game is on par with what I've played so far, this is going to be a special game, and one that I think Robocop fans are going to be happy with. Just like how Terminator fans loved Resistance, sure there's some issues here, along with some jank, but the incredible amount of love and care for the source material is on display, with really fun gameplay and the promise for an interesting original story too. Like I have said before, but if you can start your game on the right foot and hook the player right away, that first impression can make the world of difference by having that player stick with your title. Robocop nails it right out of the gate. For example, the first bit of actual gameplay is fan service cranked up to 11. You are thrown right into the violent shooting, with the Robocop theme playing in the background. This is why you came to play this title. But credit where credit is due, the game as a whole, from what it's shown with its story along with its gameplay variety, explores other avenues than just that Robocop shoots people. There's a human element here that to me shows that the developers, especially the writers, for this game really understand the nuances that make Robocop extra special. We get a glimpse of Robocop having flashbacks to his prior life, along with plenty of investigations that you can work through. Sure, the gameplay might be a bit more minimal here, and in some cases it reminds me of the detective work from the Arkham games, but it rightly shows this aspect to the character, that there is more to being a cop than just being someone with a gun trying to uphold the law. Plus the narratives and characters centered around many of these optional investigations makes them even more engaging. Robocop Rogue City surprised me in the best way. Shooting is awesome in this. The guns sound great and the impact is over the top and accurate to the film's level of violence. Shooting someone in the head and watching it explode never gets old. You have your main gun, along with being able to pick up one other gun that you can interchange as you go through a level. I got to use another handgun, 2 SMGs, and an assault rifle as well. You have some other options for attacks as well. You have probably one of the most satisfying melee attacks put into a video game. Robocop's punch is awesome and at times comically over the top. A punch usually causes enemies to flop around, and in some cases can just cause their head to explode. You can pick up foes and toss them around like ragdolls, along with being able to pick up items in the environment and toss them at your foes. The variability that is presented is pretty good, and you feel like a walking tank. Now this next statement might seem a bit odd, and I don't see this as a negative. Moving Robocop is a bit clunky. This doesn't feel like an oversight on the developer's part, but rather they are trying to properly convey the herky-jerky movements that he displays within the film. So it is an effort to be faithful and authentic to the source material. Now like I said, Robocop does a good job at showing other sides to the character, outside of just the fun shooting. Investigations, examining evidence, and even talking with suspects play a big role as well. Gameplay-wise, these feel like mechanics that you would see in a Telltale or walking sim type game, and combined with the stories and characters, the detective work ends up being really fun and satisfying as well. I really like that we got to explore a decent chunk of the open world level. There's plenty of extra items to find that feed into your experience bar, along with those side missions to complete as well. It helps to give the city personality, and again, this is where we see much of the game's heart with some of these quests. Humor is another positive as well. Robocop has a couple good one-liners. I think much of this is done well and allows Robocop to present some more of his human side, while also maintaining character consistency that we would expect from what we've seen in the film. Now, we did have some flaws while playing the demo. There were some stutters and visual glitches that popped up here and there. I do feel like, at least for the controller, the aiming could be a bit tighter than what it was. Many of these things I think will be worked out by the time the full game releases, or after a patch or two. What is here, I really love. So one big key component that greatly adds that icing to the game is hearing Peter Weller whenever Robocop talks. This means that we get to have this authentic experience, saved now forever in time, and we can play it whenever. I do not know how they got him back for this game, but I'm glad he came back. And he slides back into the role just like he came off the set yesterday. Peter Weller as an actor is an underrated one, and whenever I see him pop up in things, he always makes them better. Plus he has done prior voice work and made for a really good Batman in the Dark Knight Returns animated films. I really hope that the developers are able to stick the landing with this title. What I have played so far gives me a lot of confidence in the main release, and I honestly can't wait to play the full game. This and Alan Wake 2 are my two highly anticipated games for the year. If this title manages to end up being great like Terminator Resistance, then this team should just dedicate the rest of their career to making games for beloved properties, and maybe they could do something for Dread, Commando, or maybe even take another crack at Rambo. Have you played the Robocop demo? Are you interested in this title? Let me know all of this in the comments down below. If you're interested in being notified of new videos, please hit the subscribe button and bell. And if you would like to support the channel and get early access to content, please check out my Patreon. All of the links will be at the end of this video and within the description. And thank you very much for watching.